thank you very much for coming. My name is Katie. I'm on the Rose Valley Environmental Advisory Council. This is our second year partnering with Stroud for some really exciting and very important watershed education. This year we are doing our first of hopefully many Leaf Pack events, and Tara will talk about what Leaf Packs are. But our goal is to help you start connecting the trees and the stuff that we plant on our properties with the health of our watershed, and all of the things that live here, starting with the ittiest bittiest little beings that we will see thanks to the equipment in the great mobile lab that Tara brought. Before we kick it off, I do want to just say that this idea of caring for our watershed is not this novel new idea. The Lenape, whose land this is, have been doing this for centuries and thousands of years. And so we are hoping to continue in this idea of stewardship in their name, and hopefully with their help soon. So,
yeah, thank you. Great, thanks, Katie. Again, my name is Tara Mintz. I am the Assistant Director of the Education Department at an international freshwater nonprofit called the Stroud Water Research Center. And one of my roles, I'm a freshwater biologist, and I'm also the Leaf Pack Network coordinator. And if you haven't heard of Leaf Pack Network, it is an international program to empower community members to monitor the health of waterways local to you. And so we're asking all of you to kind of help do a health checkup on Ridley to see if there's anything we could do to help improve the health of Ridley Creek, keep it healthy, and more. And so we're using a beautiful group of organisms that live in streams and rivers called benthic aquatic macroinvertebrates. Now that is a mouthful, so for short we call them macros or macroinvertebrates. And if you look at the side of our mobile lab, you might recognize some of them, okay? We're looking at some of the larvae, the juveniles, to some of the adults that totally live underwater for maybe a year of their life before they emerge as adults. Some live a lot longer than that underwater. So this is a basic grouping and breaking out of their sensitivities to pollution. Now, is pollution a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Yeah, so there are a lot of things that can cause pollution. So the water getting too hot. Has anyone had a fever before, right? Streams can get fevers and too high temperatures too. And guess what keeps these streams cool? Their friends, the trees, right? So that's why it's so important to have a lot of vegetation, not only trees, but all the plants to keep these waterways healthy. And also at this time of year, can you see what's dropped in from these trees into the stream? Leaves. Great. And that provides a lot of habitat and nutrition and more for the stream as well. So it's really, really cool what trees do to live in harmony with the river. And I call the trees like the best friend of the rivers. But if you look at these macroinvertebrates, they have, again, different sensitivities. And we break them up as in being very sensitive to pollution. And that can be needing really good oxygen levels. Everyone take a good deep breath in and out. And we thank the plants for that too. But the stream also has oxygen levels in it, but very, very limited, very low numbers. And so any change in that level can hurt or harm the stream and the macroinvertebrates. Somewhat sensitive group. And you might recognize the dragonflies, crayfish here. We have clams and mussels. And then this tolerant group, which can take a little bit more stress. They're not a bad group of organisms to find. They're a little bit tougher, okay? They can take maybe higher temperatures in the water or lower oxygen levels. So, but we want to find all of these in a healthy stream, okay? So today we're hoping, as we sort through all the packs of leaves, and I'll show you a leaf pack here in a minute, we hope to find all of these if we can. And the big thing at the end is we're going to put them into a simple calculation based off their sensitivities. It's like a report card for the stream, and we'll kind of rank their health from poor, fair, good, or excellent health. Okay. We're going to go through the leaf packs that we put out in the creek about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Katie and her family did all of that, which is so great. We have to thank her for that and her family. We brought them back out today, and we're going to sort through them and see which macroinvertebrates are living in the stream. Let me go find actually a leaf pack so I can show you what they look like. And the watershed's not just the creek, right? It's all of the land, all of the area around here. And so we're going to be talking about that hopefully in the future, about how you can improve your choices and around your home landscape too, right? There's a lot we can do in our yards that can really just help out this creek as well. So back to leaf pack. This is what a leaf pack looks like. It's just a simple mesh bag filled with dried leaves. So Katie was really interested in looking at different plant types in these leaf packs. So we made some that you would use for what we call baseline monitoring, put the native trees in here, and then she made some packs that have grasses, right, in them only. So that'll be interesting to look at. And she made some packs that have invasive plants and trees and shrubs in them. So we're gonna have those at 3 different tables, and you can kind of help us look through some of those. So anyway, we take the packs, make some, and put them in the creek for about 3 to 4 weeks and let them get all slimy and gooey, and they become very attractive to macroinvertebrates to come and live, and some actually shred them up and eat them and then release that energy into the creek. It's very amazing. If you want to come over here, we can get you started as to what that looks like. And you can come over anytime you want. We'll set up the tables here. But what we have done is we brought water from the creek. And this is Miss Sue. She also works at Stroud with me. And she also has really lived and is from this area. So what we're going to do is we fill these trays with water from the creek. We're going to empty some of the packs into each one of these and put them at a table. So you're going to find a Petri dish, and you'll get a really fancy tool called a paintbrush and a fancy tool called a plastic spoon. You'll kind of look through the leaves here like I'm doing here, kind of push them to the side. You can also pick one up and look at the leaf. If there's anything moving, you can put it into a Petri dish, but make sure this Petri dish is full of water. We'll also have some keys out here so you can kind of learn to identify them if you want to. Okay. So feel free to pop in and around the tables to help us sort through things. I'm going to get these filled out, and then once you see these go back on the tables, feel free to go over to the tables. We also have microscopes if you want to look at them. We're a little bit more up close. And we also have some hand lenses and such too. So I'm going to get this first bucket. We've got a couple buckets, but I'm going to get this first bucket.
Excuse me? How do you get them out? I feel like something.
Yeah, so if we can have the adults help the kiddos too with this process, and just making sure that all the macroinvertebrates stay underwater. We do a health checkup on the creek. Remember, that's what we're doing today. So we're going to take its temperature, the water's temperature. So I'm going to put this in the bucket. That's water from the creek. We brought the creek water up here for you.
And are we also going to go down the creek?
Well, we're going to return the macroinvertebrates live back to the creek today. Yeah, after we're done searching for them. Yeah. So this is one of our test kits, and so we're going to get a little sample of the water from the creek and fill it up to a certain level, just like a real scientist would do. That's what you're learning today. How cool.
Kaylin, come here.
And this one tests the pH, so how acidic or basic the water is. So have you ever had lemons before?
Yeah.
And they make you pucker and go,
Yes.
Yeah. So we don't want the water to be like that. So we do want the water to be kind of just calm and gentle and very happy in a certain way. And we're going to check that out. So I'm going to add some drops of this liquid to test it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 drops. I'm going to put the cap back on, and then I'm going to mix it. Anyone want to try to mix it for me? Yeah, so just go back and forth real gentle. 1, 2. Pass it on to the next person, and you go back and forth real gentle. 1, 2. Perfect. Everybody gets to mix. Great. Nice. All right. And last and not least, good job. Great. Thanks for mixing. And now we're going to put it in this little comparator and we're going to match it to the color. And this will tell us a number of what the pH is. So let me get something white so you can see it. And just like a scientist, I want you to try to match the color with a number that's on this slide. So match the color with the color here. And tell me what you think it is.
I think it's 9.
Okay, what do you think? Come on. Okay, 8.5. And sometimes it looks green or blue or yellow, but okay. What do you think, Sarah?
Can't see the numbers.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
Fourth from the top. What is that? Fourth from the top. That's my answer.
8.5.
I meant 8.5.
8.5. What do you think?
Glasses.
I think it's the purple down here.
Oh, okay.
Tippy bad.
So the color is, to me, maybe you saw it, it's a little bit of like a blue-green, which to me is around 8.5. And that's the top kind of level for how high the pH is that we want it to go in a creek. So about 8.5. Okay. I need a kiddo to do this. You want to shake?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So shake, shake, shake until it dissolves. That little tablet at the bottom, is it all dissolved out? Let me see.
I don't see it.
You did it. Thank you. High five. Wow. She means business. That's great. I love it. We're going to look at water clarity in the creek, which is a nice health indicator, as well as nitrates. Looking at fertilizer and nutrient inputs. So I just did the nitrate test and I'm going to take it out of its little bag and we're going to compare the colors. So if you want to look at nitrate levels, if you want to compare our water sample to this color chart that's got a number, so come up and take a look and maybe tell me what number you think it is that will be the nitrate reading. So just compare the color on the left to the color chart on the right, which has a number. What color do you think that should be?
2.
Okay.
I think 4.0.
Okay. Maybe 4.0, maybe 2.
54. No, I don't think so. I can't read it. I like the one 3 from the top.
Okay. Standard of 10 milligrams per liter is like our highest level, and we're at a 2. And it's low, but we still would be wondering, like, where did this come from? And a creek like this, especially, there might be past contamination from groundwater. Maybe there's runoff coming in. And this is for a water clarity transparency test. So, who can get their hands wet? Anybody feel like they can't? Come on over then. And just hold that tube. Is your watch okay getting wet?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try not
It's more
to.
resistant down to it's quite
Excellent. And your feet. So watch out for your feet. I'll do my best. We'll fill it all the way to the top. And then,
Good.
let's see. A little bit more. All right. So,
just like it.
if you all want to take a look down the tube and see if you can see that black and white disc, let me know if you can. And if you can't, then we need to let some water out so we can see it. Can you see it?
I can see a black and white disc.
Okay, great. Anybody else want to look down the tube? You're welcome to. Can you see that?
I can't see anything. Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Well, this is a nice little test for water clarity, but also transparency. And so, fish need to see, organisms need to see in the water, and we also don't want the water looking like chocolate milk all the time because it will choke out the gills of organisms because there's soil in that water. And so this is a good number. So we have it kind of in the green zone, which means this is a thumbs up for our water clarity, transparency. So we'll take that data too. We'll do the kind of biotic index score right now and score the stream. Remember, some of you predicted if it was poor, fair, good, or excellent health. So let's see what we get. Actually, we did run some chemistries, and overall it was pretty good, but there are some that might be of concern that we'll talk about. But so far, we found just one sensitive organism, one sensitive macroinvertebrate, the mayfly. And so we would have that, and we'll put it in our final calculation in a minute. Did we find dragonflies? Did someone, I guess we found that. I'll confirm that. Scuds, and then clams and mussels, and it's an invasive clam, but we still count it. So there may have been 3 here. And then looks like we found midges and flatworms and left-handed snails, and that left-handed snail is actually probably the New Zealand mud snail, which is also an invasive that's local. So that's one to be watchful of. So 1, 2, 3 here. And we'll put it in our final calculation.
I found it.
Oh, you found one of those? You did?
I found all 3.
Found an aquatic worm. Great. So, total number of sensitive taxa, we found 1, and we multiply that by a factor of 3 to get a little more weight because of their sensitivity category. Taxa 2, which is the somewhat sensitive group, we found what? We found 3 of them, multiplied by 2. So we have 6 points there. And then this last group, the tolerant group, we have 4, and it's 4 times a factor of 1. So if you add 3 plus 6 plus 4, we have what?
13.
13 so far, and 13 falls in what category? Fair, yeah. So we're looking to see if we can find any more through the rest of the leaf pack sorting, and we'll come back and reevaluate if we find any more critters to add to our tally and our list here.
Well, today was a great day. We had a bunch of families come out and learn about the leaf pack network and how macroinvertebrates really rely on the leaves that fall into the stream every fall. And we really care about macroinvertebrates because they, 1, tell us about the health of our streams, but they also are very important for biodiversity in the food chain in this area. So the fish that people like to fish out of the streams, the hawks that eat those fish, all of those rely on the macroinvertebrates, and we can support those macroinvertebrates by making sure that we're planting lots of trees along our streams, keeping pollution down to a minimum, and just being really aware of the runoff that's coming off of our properties. So hopefully we have a lot of people interested in helping us do more leaf pack experiments and water monitoring moving forward. And we're just really grateful to the folk for letting us use their property, and to our volunteers who come out to help them.